Well, okay. So today we are going to talk about speech events and speech acts. First, we start by what is a speech situation, as we have already seen that in class. Speech situation, as you see, we have the word situation, which is a place or something, something physical where an event is taking place, like a mosque, a market, a public bath, and so on and so forth. Anyway, in any situation, we use what we call speech events. And as you see, we have the word event, which means something that is taking place or something that has already taken place. But in this case, we are talking about the use of speech to mark an event. For example, when we are delivering a lecture is a speech event on itself. Okay? But this speech event is governed by sociolinguistic rules. So we don't use the language the way we like. We use the language according to the topic we are talking about or that we are developing in that speech event. For example, in a specific situation on politics at university, so we use the language of politics, we don't use the language of literature, for example. Okay? So, a speech event can be clearly demarcated within a given speech situation. It can be defined as consisting of several speech acts. So now we have to move to a speech act. What is a speech act? Is what is happening through language, or what we are doing with language to act on the listeners. So, language, when you say, for example, to someone, I am thirsty, this means for the listener that you want him to bring you a glass of water. Okay? So, you are acting on the listener instead of saying that someone said that he was thirsty. Well, when someone said that he was thirsty, full stop, you said that someone was thirsty. This doesn't mean go bring him a glass of water. But when someone tells you this in front of you, it means that you have to bring him a glass of water. So, speech act is not specific to one person, but it is governed by sociological rules and sociolinguistic rules. It is something that pertains to the whole society, and it is something that all the members of society know and share between themselves. So the components of a speech act, we have the participants, the message form, and the message content, which is in fact the most important here. The content is very important because it decides on the meaning of the message that we are sending. The message could be linguistic, social, psychological, whatever. Okay? The setting and scene we have already seen that in class. The setting is a physical place. The setting is what is happening in that place according to some conventional aspects, such as a classroom. A classroom is to deliver a lecture or a TD or whatever, not to play music, for example, or to have a party, for example. Okay. Then we have the form of speech, the appropriate language used in a given situation, inserting a person in an informal style. You cannot insert a person in a very formal style, very romantic style. It has no meaning, in fact. Okay? Now, the purpose outcome, it means what do you want to achieve out of this behavior? Okay? So you have to see it in the listener. You want to see the outcome on the listener. The purpose goal is the speech act that aims at a particular social behavior. Okay, so what do you want to achieve? Now the key is the manner, sorry, and the spirit in which a speech act is performed through the intonation of the voice. Sometimes we see to people, it's not what you said that is annoying me, but it's the way you said it. Okay, so you see that the tone of the voice or the intonation in general is very, very meaningful in the use of language, whether it is Arabic, French, English, whatever languages we are using. So I hope this very brief introduction is helpful. If you have any questions, as I said in the previous videos, you can contact me on buhania.bashir at univ/adrar.dz. And you are welcome. And sorry for this very, very short, very quick presentation. Goodbye.